Hey, Devin, how you doing? Okay, yes, the power of color, indeed, adding a tremendous degree of realism. So, absolutely. Um, Different textures as well as the colors. I saw that. I saw some different textures, and I know you said you're practicing, but just to be able to really compare apples to apples, and I've said this before to several students in the typographic compositions, and also the same thing in the color compositions as well. You have to make sure you're comparing apples to apples. So the the layouts should be identical when you're doing your color studies. Otherwise, you get different kind of associated meanings and things that kind of interfere with the, specifically the subjective nature of color. And so you really, really want to make sure that everything is identical in your color studies. So the only thing you're changing is color. Okay. So that said, okay, let's go ahead and jump in here. Now, these are really super successful color studies. I think they're fantastic. Let me just fit these in the window here. Okay, good. Really, really great job. And this is exactly how it's done. Now, in a real situation in a design a project, you might do 20, 30, 40, 50 color studies. And so it's really important that everyone stays the same. The only thing that's changing is the colors. That said, I think 4 for this introductory assignment is a really good way for students to learn color, to learn the application of color, to learn how different colors create different meanings, and to understand that color studies can be a pretty complex and pretty detailed process. So that said, there's 2 things I want to mention. Number one, as well, these are really, really done very, very well. The second thing is, I think the warm color scheme is hands down the most successful. There's the reason I say that is because I just think it's just the most dynamic, and it really pops out. I think that the top of this kind of advances towards the viewer, whereas the top over here, these kind of recede in the composition. I think that advancement really does some wonderful has just a wonderful attribute in the usage of this, which is going to be a game cover, right? The only area I think is a little underdeveloped is right here, because this is so dark. There's no contrast here. It's so dark that that the viewer can't really see at this point that is a pocket and this is an associated bumper that you would find on the pool table. So I would lighten up this gradient a little bit right here. Just pull this gradient up so that it's not quite so dark so we can see that detail right there. Other than that, you are good to go. This is fantastic work. Thank you so much for sharing.